Hey everybody, welcome back to Jeff Bull Central. We're checking out another video game for you this fine New Year's Eve. It's about like an hour before the ball drops. Well, sort of. I'm in the mountain time zone, 2-hour delay. I'm checking out New World Aeternum on Xbox Series X. So for y'all who are uninitiated in the MMO landscape, this is an MMO RPG, which stands for Massively Multiplayer Online Role-Playing Game. Amazon.com, Mr. Bezos. Mr. Bezos, who has to have all the cool toys and then sell me good versions of them, more or less, decided I need a game studio too. I've got all these delivery services and film production things, and I make Lord of the Rings, for God's sakes. I can make a video game. And so Amazon, I don't know if that's how it went. Don't take my word for the production meeting on that one. And so what they did is they produced this game. This is their first video game. Amazon.com, Amazon Game Studios, New World, Aeternum. And it was made for PC. It came out on PC about 3 years ago, September of 2021, okay? And then they've as it goes with online experiences in video games, they patch it and they patch it and they iterate and they improve and they tweak and they take player feedback and they make it better and better and better, so that, if you start with a decent game, a decent online game, and you give it 3 years worth of decent tweaks from a good development team, you're gonna have a pretty good game. And that's really what we're getting. This thing on console, again, I'm playing on Series X, Xbox. It's kind of fantastic. It's kind of really, really good, and I'll tell you why. I've played a lot of MMOs. I've played a lot of MMOs on console because I'm primarily a console guy. My favorite MMO on console is Final Fantasy XIV, which is a great MMO. I played that on PS4 back when it originally came out. A lot of time into it. Elder Scrolls Online, a lot of time into it. Some of the free ones, Star Trek Online, for instance, I've played it. This one is really good because the content is always fresh. I never got bored with it, even many hours in. There always seemed like there was something new to do, something new to see. And though it's not consistently excellent all the time, it's consistently good enough all the time to make me feel that, you know what, this is one of the best MMO experiences I've ever had on console, ever. It's kind of a small miracle because, MMOs, again, for people who don't know what an MMO is, it's a role-playing game in a world full of real people, other players. And most of the time you kind of are with them, not really interacting with them, but they do have that option as well, especially if you want to fight against them, there's that option, PvP. Mostly you're just kind of enjoying your own little adventure in your own little bubble in this massive world full of real people, also going about their adventure and doing similar things to what you're doing. And sometimes, there's this beautiful moments where you'll just pop into a game and some person will show up and be by your side, and you'll have a common goal for a few minutes, and then you break up and never see the person again. Yeah, it's like casual dating. And what really surprised me was I got into the game. I chose kind of the warrior theme class, just a regular sword and shield, right? And it seemed shallow at first. You just pull the right trigger and it's a basic attack. You pull the left trigger, it's a shield block. You get 3 powers, and you can customize and upgrade those powers, but not to a huge extent. It does take you a long time to fill it out. But what's really cool is there's multiple types of weapons, and each one has its own different play style, totally different play style. So a rapier sword is going to function different from a great sword, which is going to function different from just a regular broadsword or, hand sword, single-handed, right? And they have muskets and blunderbusses and mage staffs, wizard staffs, and flails and maces and axes. each one of those types plays very differently, and you level each one of those as you use them. You're not chained to whatever you like. You get certain aptitudes, and you fill out a character sheet similar to like a D&D style. You know, it's classic fantasy stuff, like Baldur's Gate, whatever. And you assign points to these different things: constitution, strength, dexterity, standard fantasy role-playing stuff, right? But you're not locked in. And so what you actually end up doing is kind of eventually you exhaust the skill tree for each individual weapon type. So you kind of like are compelled to try something new then. And because there's always all these loot drops, you're always getting a different type of weapon. You're like, I haven't tried a gun yet. And you also get two at the same time. So then you also add in things like mounts. You know, you have a base horse when you get to level 20. There's tons of cosmetics you can buy. There's events, which are really cool because I've been playing it this past week and a half. They've been having their winter festival thing, their holiday theme thing. So like just today, it's New Year's Eve day, and I was hanging out in a city and I heard Old Lang Syne randomly. And you know, there's weapons and stuff you can buy through special tokens. Okay, so that's a factor. There's group events, there's dungeons. It's got excellent built-in co-op play, which is a fantastic thing to have on console. So this came out in October on Xbox, and I was gonna buy it. I didn't buy it. I bought a different game. But I also knew that if I waited a little bit, it'd be an even better experience, because again, they patch and they patch and they improve and they improve, and I'm very, very happy with this game. I'm very, very happy with this game. I kind of love this game, and I kind of didn't expect to, because first of all, it's a pedigree thing. Amazon is not known for video games because this is their first video game. And it's also, you know, MMOs, they have a reputation for being a theme park type experience where you're just kind of going through the motions and doing like objectives and not really engaged in the story. This is a story that I actually felt myself engaged in a way that I really haven't in other MMOs, even like Final Fantasy XIV. Again, which is my favorite MMO on console. So this is kind of a special thing. It's in it for the long haul too, man. I put a lot of time in this last week and a half. I played it really, really thoroughly. I got it on sale on the Xbox holiday sale, $40, man. It's normally $60. You know, MMOs have this pride thing. Some of them are expensive and there's a membership subscription. Some of them are regular priced and no subscription. Some of them are free and count on you to spend lots of money for cosmetics and things to make their money back. This is in the middle. You pay the money up front, you get a full experience. You can also get cosmetics. But man, I gotta tell you, this was a surprise. This was a surprise. I really do like New World Aeternum on Xbox. I imagine it's just as good on PS5. I didn't get it on PS5. I do have a PS5. I got it on Xbox. But it's smooth. It's fun. The story is compelling enough. The graphics, meh. Especially character models are kind of flawed. The world is big, and that's a trade-off, right? You can't have the same complexity of detail in the character models when the world is sucking up all the resources of the hardware, right? It's a colorful world, it's a big world, it's a smooth world, it plays well in 4K, it plays well in 60 frames a second, 2 different modes, it's got several different variable modes, lots of settings, just as complex as it should be, but not overwhelmingly so, considering you're doing the whole thing with an Xbox gamepad, right? This is a killer game. This is a game I really do think you should try. I hope I'm not overselling it, but listen, I had a lot of fun. So I'm gonna give New World Aeternum on the Xbox Series X. It's on PS5, of course it's on PC. I'm gonna give it an 8. 8 out of 10. That's a big score. I thought maybe 7 at best. This is a good one. All right, like, subscribe, craft yourself a nice guitar, pull it out, play a song you learned, earn some tips on the street. You know how it is. All right, get out of here, you crazy.